Welcome, survivors, to The World Beyond, the podcast that plunges into the apocalyptic world of The Walking Dead. Today, we're embarking on an epic journey through the entire series, from the first Walker encounter to the final confrontation. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the undead universe, this episode will guide you through every twist, turn, and heart-wrenching moment. So, grab your crossbow, sharpen your katana, and let's venture into the wasteland. Our journey begins where it all started, with a man named Rick Grimes lying unconscious in a hospital bed. Season 1, Episode 1, Days Gone By, opens with one of television's most unforgettable scenes. Rick, portrayed by Andrew Lincoln, awakens from a coma to find a world overrun by the dead, a world he no longer recognizes. Season 1, The Beginning of the End. Season 1 of The Walking Dead is a story of discovery and shock. Rick's awakening serves as a metaphor for the audience's own introduction to this terrifying new reality. The first season, with its 6 tightly packed episodes, is an intense exploration of survival in the early days of the apocalypse. Rick's reunion with his family is bittersweet. While he finds his wife Lori and son Carl, he also discovers that Lori, believing him dead, has started a relationship with Shane, Rick's best friend. The Atlanta group, featuring beloved characters like Glenn, Daryl, and Carol, is the first real community we encounter. Their struggles are immediate and intense. Walkers, often referred to as geeks, are a constant threat, compounded by scarce resources and growing tension among the survivors. The season culminates in a desperate trip to the CDC, where we gain our first real insight into the outbreak. Dr. Jenner delivers a devastating revelation. Everyone is infected. When you die, no matter how, you turn. Season 1, The Psychological Toll begins. Season 1 doesn't just introduce the physical dangers of this new world. It also lays the groundwork for the psychological burdens our characters will face. The loss of hope at the CDC is merely the first of many emotional blows our survivors will endure. Season 2, The Fragile Illusion of Safety. Season 2 slows the pace, but amplifies the tension. After fleeing Atlanta, the group finds temporary refuge on Herschel's farm, a seemingly peaceful sanctuary amidst the chaos. However, in the world of The Walking Dead, peace is always fleeting. The search for Sophia, Carol's missing daughter, becomes a poignant symbol of the group's desperate need to hold on to hope. As the season unfolds, fractures within the group begin to surface. Shane's increasingly erratic behavior drives a wedge between him and Rick, leading to a fatal confrontation. The devastating revelation that Sophia has been a walker all along, hidden in Herschel's barn, utterly destroys the group's remaining innocence and hope. Herschel, who initially clings to the belief that walkers can be saved, is forced to confront the grim reality as the barn is cleared in a blaze of gunfire. The farm, once a beacon of stability, transforms into a battleground. The season ends with the group on the run again, with a prison looming on the horizon. A new setting that promises fresh struggles. Season 3, The Governor and the False Promise of Safety. Season 3 introduces one of the most notorious villains in the Walking Dead universe, the Governor. But before they face him, the group discovers the prison, a fortified stronghold that symbolizes their attempt to rebuild society within the remnants of the old world. However, the outside world refuses to grant them peace. The Governor, portrayed by David Morrissey, is a charismatic yet deeply twisted leader of the nearby town of Woodbury. The inevitable clash between Rick's group and the governor's forces proves devastating. This season also heralds the arrival of Michonne, a mysterious, katana-wielding warrior, and sees the return of Daryl's volatile brother, Merle. The prison becomes the stage for some of the series' most intense and emotional moments, including Lori's tragic death, T-Dog's sacrifice, and the governor's brutal assault. Season 3 delves into the illusion of safety, demonstrating that in this world, no place is truly secure. The final showdown between Rick and the Governor leaves Woodbury in ruins and the prison vulnerable, setting the stage for even more daunting challenges ahead. Season 4, The Fall of the Prison. Season 4 starts with a sense of hope as the prison community flourishes, but old threats return with a vengeance. The Governor, now more dangerous than ever, launches a devastating assault, leading to Herschel's brutal execution and the destruction of the prison, scattering the group into the wilderness. The second half of the season follows the survivors as they struggle to reunite and find a safe haven. The journey to Terminus, a supposed sanctuary, is fraught with danger and character-defining moments. Carol's dark transformation is poignantly showcased in The Grove, where she makes the heartbreaking decision to kill Lizzie, a disturbed child who can't distinguish between the living and the dead. Upon reaching Terminus, the group discovers a nightmare instead of salvation. The residents are cannibals, and the season concludes on a cliffhanger with Rick's ominous declaration that they're messing with the wrong people. The world has never been more perilous. Season 5, Survival at Any Cost. Season 5 kicks off with a harrowing escape from Terminus, highlighting the brutal reality of survival. Rick's transformation into a leader willing to do anything to protect his family is now complete. The road to Alexandria introduces new challenges. The group encounters Father Gabriel, a priest struggling with his faith, and eventually arrives at the Alexandria safe zone. The contrast between the battle-hardened survivors and the sheltered residents of Alexandria is stark, and Rick's leadership is repeatedly tested. The season concludes with Rick executing Pete, a violent Alexandrian, in front of the entire community, solidifying his role as the de facto leader and setting the stage for future conflicts. Season 6, The Rise of Negan. Season 6 is marked by escalation, more walkers, more threats, and increasingly complex moral dilemmas. The season begins with the daunting task of herding a massive walker horde away from Alexandria, setting a tone where mistakes are costly. Enter Negan, portrayed by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the charismatic yet ruthless leader of the Saviors. His introduction is one of the most terrifying moments in the series. The season builds to a nerve-wracking climax as Rick's group is captured by the Saviors. The final scene, with the group kneeling before Negan as he wields his barbed wire-covered baseball bat, Lucille, leaves the audience in suspense, a stark reminder that in this world, no one is safe. Season 7, Despair and Resistance. Season 7 begins with the grim answer to the question that haunted fans. Negan kills Glenn and Abraham, two beloved characters. Their brutal deaths set the tone for a season of despair and resistance. Rick's group is shattered, forced to submit to the Savior's demands. But the seeds of rebellion are sown, with characters like Maggie and Daryl emerging as symbols of resistance. The introduction of new communities, such as the Kingdom and Oceanside, adds new dimensions to the world. The season builds towards war, with Rick slowly regaining his resolve. The season finale features the first real battle between the Saviors and the united communities, signaling the start of the war that will define the next season. Season 8, All-Out War. Season 8 is defined by the all-out war between Rick's alliance and Negan's Saviors. The battles are relentless, with high stakes and heavy losses, exploring the devastating cost of war, not just in lives, but in the erosion of humanity among the survivors. The war is as much psychological as it is physical, with Rick and Negan embodying two sides of the same struggle for dominance. Carl's death becomes a turning point for Rick, pushing him to question the cycle of violence. The season culminates with Rick defeating Negan, but choosing to spare his life, a controversial decision that divides the group and sets up future conflicts. Season 9, A New Era. Season 9 ushers in a new era as the survivors focus on rebuilding in the aftermath of the war. However, peace proves elusive, with fractured communities and trust in short supply. This season also marks the emotional departure of Rick Grimes, bidding farewell to the series' central figure. With Rick gone, leadership transitions to Michonne and Daryl. The introduction of the Whisperers, led by the menacing Alpha and Beta, injects a new level of horror into the narrative. The season's infamous Pike scene, where beloved characters meet a brutal end, stands as one of the most shocking moments in the series. As the season concludes, the communities unite against a common enemy, though at a steep cost. Season 10, The Whisperers' Reign of Terror. Season 10 deepens the conflict with the Whisperers, pushing the survivors to their breaking point. The season dives into the characters' inner struggles, exploring themes of trauma, loss, and the fight to keep hope alive. Alpha and Beta's Reign of Terror leads to some of the most intense episodes of the series, with their eventual defeat coming at a heavy price. This season also begins to set the stage for the series' endgame, introducing new threats and hinting at a larger world beyond what the survivors have known. Season 11, the final chapter. Season 11, the final season, is the culmination of everything The Walking Dead has been building towards. The focus shifts to the Commonwealth, a sprawling, organized community that represents both the promise and peril of post-apocalyptic civilization. As the series draws to a close, the stakes have never been higher. Long-standing characters face their ultimate challenges, and the overarching theme of rebuilding, of finding a way to truly live, not just survive, takes center stage. The journey that began with Rick Grimes waking up in a hospital bed concludes with the survivors facing an uncertain future, yet determined to confront it head-on. The legacy of The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead has left an indelible mark on television, weaving a story of resilience, hope, and the unbreakable bonds forged in the fires of apocalypse. It has showcased humanity at its best and worst, serving as both a reflection of our deepest fears and a testament to our capacity for endurance. As we bid farewell to this iconic series, we're reminded that the story never truly ends. The world beyond still holds countless tales, and the legacy of The Walking Dead will continue to inspire and haunt us. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of The Walking Dead. Until next time, stay safe, and remember, fight the dead, fear the living.